Hi, we're here with Andy Timm, and Andy is with Kalypso, which is a strategic partner with the CAD company PTC. And what Kalypso specializes in is actually making a connection between CAD data and what you might call the Internet of Things. Andy, tell us a little bit about this Neato mountain bike we have in front of you. And what you guys did with this.
Sure, so this bike represents a collaborative effort between Santa Cruz Mountain Bikes, PTC, and their Internet of Things platform called ThingWorx, the NI hardware, which is a device called the myRIO, and Kalypso is kind of the the business consulting skill to put this together and figure out what it might apply in the real world. So we've got our 7 sensors around the bike that are measuring wheel rotation, RPMs, the pedals, the displacement of the shock, the steering angle, and that data is being fed into the myRIO and then through the ThingWorx platform. And we've got 3 different renderings of that data. One is a pretty simple web page. It just shows the numbers. One is what we call a digital twin, which is the marriage of the physical object with the digital CAD model that generated it. So in the CAD model, when we move the handlebars, you'll see the bike model move in a similar pattern. And finally, there's a really cool demo with an augmented reality application on an iPad. So when we look through the iPad at the bike, the sensor data will be hovering in the place that it's talking about.
Okay. Just to be clear, this is a Santa Cruz bike, but Santa Cruz isn't going to make bikes with sensors on it.
No, this truly is a sexy demo that gets people's attention. So in the future maybe there'll be bikes with sensors, but this isn't. That wasn't the goal. The goal was for people to say, oh, okay, I kind of get what IoT is all about. People have bikes in their garages. Seeing those numbers pop up is kind of this aha moment, and it allows the audience to kind of make their own connection between our example and whatever makes sense in their own context.
Now you started with a PTC CAD model of this bike. How do you make the connection between the physical and the digital?
Sure, so I didn't write that part, but basically the sensor data is coming into ThingWorx. ThingWorx has an integration with Creo, so when we open the model in Creo, it's listening to this force data that's being sent in real time from the bike and knows how to adjust the model accordingly.
Okay. And what's interesting about this is that when you display it on a tablet in a special way, you get quite an interesting display. Can you talk to us about that?
Sure. So the augmented reality application is taking an image of the bike. In this case, it's the CAD model, and being fed that real-time information from the sensors. So as we spin a wheel, you'll be able to see using basically the camera from the iPad, so you'll be able to see the bike through the viewfinder, and then we're overlaying sensor data on top of that. So you'll be able to see the RPMs of the front wheel, the rear wheel, and even some minor analytics that are being done. For instance, another kind of silly demo, but if the rear wheel is spinning at a different rate than the front wheel, you'll get a little warning that says, hey, you may be in a slide or in a slip condition. So again, it's the purpose is to get people thinking. We took this around the block and things were falling off. So it's not going to be it's not battle tested. Yeah.
Indeed. What do you think the next step is in this direction?
Yeah, I mean, again, with this being an example of what's possible, the next thing that I would like to do is replace the iPad with the Google Glass or some other sort of augmented reality glasses. Past that, we've thought about doing kind of a marketing campaign where someone rides the bike for a period of time with the goal of getting in shape or losing weight or increasing time over some course. One of the other PTC products called Cold Light is a machine learning and analytics platform. So if we're feeding that data in, and maybe there's an integration with Fitbit, and you're entering your caloric intake and your weight every day and everything you ate, and this bike is telling the system how many miles you've ridden and your heart rate and how fast you're going, and the system could then start to learn to say, okay, based on all this information you fed me, we think today you should ride 7 miles and do it at this pace. And further, we could be monitoring that heart rate and try to keep it within a threshold. So maybe the bike is automatically shifting gears, making some change, automatically to balance out that equation.
Gotcha.
So again, you can relate this into the real world pretty easily. So looking through this mountain bike through a viewfinder on an iPad is kind of silly, but if you replace this with a piece of very expensive hardware in the field, a Caterpillar bulldozer or something, and you look through that and you could say this is the part that's broken, or here's the life left of every part. So you have this continued conversation with your products in the field. You can start to do some pretty smart predictive maintenance. So the use cases are off the charts, but this is kind of that first spark of an idea.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun, Andy.
It is fun. I love doing this stuff.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.